Yep.
Are you sure it works?
We're sure.
Positive.
How about
Positive.
mine?
Oh yeah, we tested him.
This is like the first time. Little nervous.
Dude, it's been a while.
It's been way too fucking long. Way too long. How do I look?
Very handsome.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I felt handsome. I had a really wild dream that Hannah's boobs were even bigger than they already are.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. Like it just happened, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, I missed like the great climactic part of the dream.
You didn't get to do anything with it.
No, man.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed. Isn't it crazy how how you just have such intense moments in dreams, like whether it be whenever you're in a fight in a dream and like you can't move your arms and you're like, I want to punch you so hard and your arms are moving so slow, or you're like in a really like cool dream like where your wife's boobs get bigger and you're like, oh, this is awesome, and then like you wake up and you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
I hate the ones where like I'm really into the dream and then something wakes me up. It's usually I have to take a piss. And like you try to rush back in to see if you can like get back into the like timeline. Nope.
Well, I mean, SJ has been waking up with some nightmares, and he's like waking up like crying, screaming, and like sweaty.
Yeah.
And he's having nightmares. And Hannah, she's right. So Adeline and her boyfriend Ben have been watching the John Wick movies. Well, then SJ ventures his way in to hang out on the beanbag and watch John Wick movies.
Yeah.
And every time you watch John Wick movies, he has nightmares. And Hannah's like, hey, how about we cut the shit, dude? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. So, yeah, we had to put a stop to the John Wick movies for SJ. He's having nightmares.
I guess they're a little dark for evening time viewing.
For a 3-year-old,
Yeah.
probably recommend not watching. Do get blasted in the face. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so much has happened.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and then Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
New Year's, and then now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? It's been a minute. First people they're probably like, yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I don't even know
You
how
guys
many...
need to cut this shit out. Just get back onto a regular once a week.
Yeah, I don't even know how many weeks it's been.
No, I know the women really enjoyed the podcast, the last podcast.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one we did.
Okay, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. We didn't even do one like pre-Christmas about all the cool shit we were going to get. And then post-Christmas, all the cool shit we did get and did do. But yeah, I mean, they had fun. I know they did.
Yeah, they did for sure.
I think Hannah and Kim both got a kick out of the fact that like, they're like, that's your highest viewed podcast.
Yeah.
Dickheads.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool because for them, like, like, I don't know, they hear about us, and especially me and my face, it's everywhere. And then like they get their opportunity to people just get to see them and feel like their energy and like what keeps us going and what makes us tick and how everything is able to happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were able to relate to like how we operate.
Well, we're not too like over the top. Like we don't really, I mean, you had quite a few cars, but we're not really like over the top bougie about how we do things.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm like, hey, like you guys want to see me flash some cheese, if you will. I don't think I got to a point now where I'm like, I don't think I'd act any different no matter how much money I would have. I like where I'm at right now. I'm like, I can't get anything more that I want.
Yeah.
Like I like the pool and having a waterfall at my house and then building a pavilion. Like I literally have created like a family compound. That was my big dream.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm like, well, I'm cool. Like I can't buy, like I like my boots that I wear on my feet now. Like I can't get any better boots than I'm wearing. I can't buy cooler pants because I wear these Kuyu Katana pants. They're literally my favorite pants in the world. Are they expensive? Yes. But they're literally like indestructible. I've had a pair for 2 years now. And they're still the fucking same. And I'm like, I love these pants.
Yeah.
Like I can't get nicer pants. I like my Ariat Rebar jeans. Like I am now into a position where I'm just such a fucking dad that these are the things I like. And no matter how much money I have, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I like my truck. The only thing I would spend like I mean, right now my big thing is setting up the children with all their like college funding and like later in life things to set them up for an opportunity that they could have where it's like they're set up in a really good spot. I think that's cool. That's like really fucking cool to me. So it's like I'm not going to flash like those things. Be like, hey, you want to see my kid's college fund?
No. Well, I mean, that is a flex to like parents. Like, that's a really cool flex with parents.
But it's I think that I don't know. Like I know now personally. Like I think you know you and I both agree that it's like cool shit. Like now it's always been cool shit for us.
Yeah, and I mean to be honest with everyone, I've sold most of my cars. I mean I still have, I mean more than most would have. But I've sold the GT cars; those are gone, and I just sold the 964 over the weekend actually, and it was for no other reason than they're very very cool. They're fun to drive, but for what we do, I have way more fun working, competing in triathlon, taking these trips. I have very nice cars just sitting and rotting in garages, and that's not cool. That's not cool. Maybe sometime down the line when I have time just to go joyride all day, every day, or go to track sessions and do all that cool stuff, maybe they'll be a part of my life then. But I don't know. I'm way more content with the little like childish Christmas gifts I just got for Christmas, and you know, buying a new bike once a year, and I don't know.
But I think like the experiences of life. Like they're and like the cool shit that we want to do, like that's big in the community.
Yeah,
like that's my thing. I'm like I don't want too much more. I don't know what else I'm gonna do because, like, if I bought like if I had a house in like Idaho or a beach house, I'm still only going once a year.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
It's not like you're gonna go spend a month there.
No, I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Nor do I don't know. I mean, I am a workaholic. We are. Well, like, you know, it's just like we're in it. And it's, but I don't know. Like, I enjoy time and memories. That's like what I don't know. The older I get, I guess, the more I'm into that. Like, I want to create more memories with my family. I want to have like if you, like people that make wine, like Italians that make wine, like you don't have to be a millionaire to make wine. And get together with all your aunts, uncles, cousins, you know, all that stuff to make wine. Does it cost money? Sure, it costs money, but it's not going to break the bank. It's more of a tradition that you guys hold to create a memory that will carry on through generations.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun. Doing the same thing, hunting. And, like, again, you need money to do certain things, but it's like, you know, it's not like you need to be the most bougie person in the world. So, I don't know. I think that it's been, especially over the holiday, like seeing the kids and just watching Adeline grow up. Like, you need to make money if you want your kid to go to college. It's fucking stupid expensive. And the problem is I can't tell Adeline, like, no college because Adeline's, like, super smart. And she has a direction she wants to go. And then I just realized some of the college she wants to go to are, like, $45,000, $50,000 a year. Can you believe that?
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah. But... Why is college so expensive?
I don't know. That actually freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, man.
And I don't even have children.
Oh, man, it's crazy. But, no, I don't know. Yeah. It was a good holiday. Had fun with the kiddos. And
it was good.
We had steaks. He came over for New Year's.
Awesome time.
I almost caught myself on fire. We didn't talk about that. I didn't mention that anywhere. Nothing.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I almost caught myself on fire.
Before, like, we just tell the story, you know what's really funny about that?
What?
Like, when it happened, we didn't say shit. Like, I had a direct profile shot of you opening the grill and getting flamed to the face and the arm.
I didn't know.
And I was just like, I was waiting for you to be like, holy fuck, or I'm okay. And, like, you just kept doing your thing with the steaks. And I'm like, I smell burnt hair. I think he's okay. His face he's not caught fire. But nothing was said. It's like one of those bro moments that, like,
I wish I had a security camera
Oh my
on
God.
the back side of the house right there. Like he pointed towards the grills for that.
Yep. I know, because like I think when it happened,
Dude,
I jumped back.
So, okay. All right, everybody. So I went down to this butcher in Pittsburgh called the Fat Butcher. And the guy who owns it, Steve Dawson, went to high school with him and his younger brother. He has really cool foods and all kind of different meats there, like just tons of different steaks. And they cut them there. They break everything down. So they had bone-in ribeyes. And I got 2 massive bone-in ribeyes. They were like 2 inches thick each. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, this could be an opportunity to reverse sear the steaks. I've never done a reverse sear. So I got the RecTech and I got my propane grill. And I got a bunch of other steaks in there too. So I reverse sear. I put the thermometer in the 2 big ribeyes and put them on the indirect heat in the RecTech. Get them up to 85, 90 degrees for a perfect medium rare. So I get them up, I take them out, and I take them over to the propane grill that is hotter than all hell to sear the shit out of them. Well, these are big, fatty, juicy ribeyes.
They're massive.
They're huge fucking steaks. So I throw them on, and I'm like, I knew that the fat was going to catch on fire in the grill. Okay? It's typical. Put them on direct heat, hotter than all hell on the grill. So then you throw them on, and I threw them on, flipped them once, and there was a lot of fat in there. So I was like, oh, I got to, put a little water in there, put the fire out, all this. Well, then I put them on and flipped them over and closed the grill. On this next one, when I opened up the grill, the gauge on my propane grill is broken. So you cannot see how hot it is in there. I open this fucking grill, and the whole thing is on fire. The whole thing. It is like a plume goes up. You know what I didn't do? I didn't even look at the ceiling.
No.
Under there. It's
no,
probably
we didn't.
smoke.
It is for sure.
So I open this grill, and it torches my arm. I mean, it cooks every hair on the bottom side of my arm instantly. I open it, and then I throw it open. I'm like, oh, because it was like, whoa. And I throw it open, and I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, snap. And then I kept casually walk inside to get more water because it wasn't enough to put the fire, calm it down. Yeah. I'm like, hey, girls, can I get some water? And they're like, yeah, taking their good old time. And I come back out and pour it, and Bob's just like, holy fuck,
we're just nonchalantly talking this whole time, and I'm like, and he just gets whacked with fireball.
I knew there was going to be some from the fat, but I didn't think it was going to be like a plume.
Yeah.
And so it smokes my entire arm, and I'm like, man, I was like, ooh, that thing, it cooked me. You smell the hairs, you can even see how short the new hairs are growing in, and then it was red too, so I knew I got hit. But I'm like, hey, New Year's Eve, we got good steaks. Shut the fuck up, dude. Stop being a pussy. So I wiped it off, rubbed it down with some water, and we're good. So we're enjoying the evening, okay? We're eating steaks, carrying on, have a bottle of wine. And I'm sitting there, and I do the dad thing, and I run my hand. My dad would always run his hand through his hair. So, I sit there, and I, rub my hand through my hair, and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, what's that? I was like, oh, that's probably hair gel. Because there was some crusties on the front side of my hair, little crusties. And I'm like, oh. So I'm trying to crust it out. And I'm like, that's not crusting out. And then I'm like, Seth, you did not put hair gel in your hair tonight. And I'm like, oh no, what is that? So I go in the mirror and look. I torched the front side of my fucking hair, and no one told me anything about it. It's short, I had longer hair at the time, and it curled it all down, it's melted together, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, I almost caught myself on fire.
Legitimately, yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Dude, if that would have taken to your beard, that whole fucking thing would have been.
Whenever that happened, I'm like, did I keep my eyebrows? I went and looked in the mirror. I'm like, I got my eyebrows, my eyelashes are good. I'm like, beard's good. I was like, I just torched the front side of my hair.
Yep.
It was funny as fuck. I wish we would have had
if you had a security camera out there.
It was huge. I still haven't looked at the ceiling.
Yeah, there might be a little ring up there.
No, it might melted the shit.
Yeah, possibly.
Yep.
Possibly.
But
those steaks were ridiculous.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
Fat Butcher's cool.
Yeah.
It's a butcher down in Lawrenceville, and Lawrenceville is like a hipster-esque place. Lawrenceville used to be a complete shithole 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It was not good there. And then just, in the past decade, it became this really cool hipster-esque built up place with cool coffee shops, cool boutiques. The Fat Butcher's like the boutique butcher there, but it's cool as fuck, and they make fire food. If you come to Pittsburgh for like anything, like bodybuilding or work or anything like that, bodybuilding shows, you got to go to the Fat Butcher. You have to. It's worth the trip because they have all like the meats and stuff, but then they also have sandwiches and chili. Like the roast beef sandwich apparently is like mind melting. I had a breakfast sandwich there that was fucking ridiculous. They cook the eggs in beef tallow, not butter or oil. So like as I was eating it, I'm like, why is there like fat all over my lips like chapstick? I'm like, this isn't oil or butter. And I'm like, it's beef tallow. I was like, is this beef tallow? He's like, fuck yeah. It's delicious.
Man.
So cool. Big food guy.
Yeah, same.
But other than that, I mean, let's watch here. Oh, a little pop action. Man,
You know, something
speaking of that,
something new.
yeah, tell them.
It's the new JSTWRK flavor.
Anybody who has tried this flavor, because it's coming out tomorrow at noon is when this goes live.
Yep.
And you're going to start seeing it in stores potentially today or tomorrow.
Yes.
It's called Melon Pop. It is a watermelon strawberry flavor, and every single person who's tried it online, like Bucky and then the guy that works with Bucky, he's like, hey dude, he's like, I drink every energy drink under the sun. He's like, this is one of the best flavors I've ever tried in my life. And I said the same shit. I was like, I don't think I've ever had a better energy drink flavor than Melon Pop.
No, and it's such a unique flavor. Like if you're not a watermelon or strawberry guy, the combo of this flavor profile, like it's its own
It's so
flavor.
fruity, but it's not like hit you in your face.
Yeah, it's my number one.
Hands
down.
It is fucking awesome. It's awesome. And I have nothing to do with it. This is all Shane.
Yep.
Whenever he was talking about it, I'm like, no.
This is what got me back into the label game too.
Yeah, you did this.
I did this label. I am not a label guy.
No.
I'm a designer, but labels are extremely difficult.
Designing labels is completely different than designing T-shirts.
Way, way different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was a fun project.
My dad, I got him some energy drinks.
Yeah.
And so my dad's 60. How old is my dad now? I think he's 66. Gonna be 60. He's 65 or holy shit. No, he's gonna be 66 here in a couple weeks. So he's gonna be 66. I gave my dad some energy drinks a few months ago. And this was probably maybe a month and a half ago. He calls me. He's like, hey. I'm like, what's up, Dad? He's like, hey. I'm like, he sounds like a little jacked up. And he's like, those energy drinks you got. I'm like, yeah. I was like, you like them? And he's like, hey, dude, you gotta put a disclaimer on there. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dad? He's like, you gotta tell people they can't drink them back to back. I'm like, Dad, what did you do?
You drank two?
He's like, well, I drank the one, and he's like, it was delicious. He's like, so I cracked another one. He's like, I was driving, and he's like, I had to stop because I think I was gonna have a heart attack. Dad, no, don't do that.
It's not pop.
I was like, he's like, they taste just like pop, but better. I'm like, Dad, no. Like, which one did you drink? And he's like, the white one. I'm like, Glacier. And he's like, yeah, it tastes like Fresca. I'm like, it does taste like Fresca, Dad. That's why we designed it that way. Because I like Fresca and you like Fresca. I like Fresca because of you liking it.
Yep.
He's like, it's awesome. So, and it was just funny because he's like, yeah, he's like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do this. I'm like, when did you drink them? And he's like, around 2:33.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to do it.
He drank two of them back to back. I was like, you dumb bastard. So, then he comes in the other day, last week, and he saw the melon pops. And he's like, oh, is this a new one? I was like, yeah, Dad, it is a new one. And then he got tied up doing something else, talking to other people. And then he's getting ready to leave. I was like, take some with you. And then he's like, oh yeah, I'll take one. And I hear him, like, he left. He said his goodbyes. He cracked it as he was like walking out, cracked it, stood there and drank it. And then like he walked out and then he came back in and he's like, hey, this is better than the other ones. I'm like, I know, right, Dad? And he's like, do you have any more? I'm like, dude, no.
Meanwhile, none of us even have a case at our house yet.
I was like, no, Dad. I was like, you're not getting more of them. I don't want you fucking drinking all of them in one day. And he's like, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not stupid. I was like, okay, Dad. We gave him a bunch and he goes home. It was a fucking riot, dude. Like, I put Jake in the YouTube video. We did that one with Dr. Jake and people loved it. They're like, I didn't even know you had a brother. I'm like, how the fuck? You probably didn't listen to a podcast or anything.
Yeah.
But then, but people are like, they want to meet my dad. And then I'm like, dude, just that story alone. That's where I got my personality from.
Yeah.
Like, talk about king of dumb shit. My father.
It's funny. I haven't seen him in a while. But I mean, I'd see him almost every day. I was out here when we first started AAR.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane how similar you two are. Like your body language, the way you walk, the way you, like everything you do. I thought I wasn't looking up. I was on my computer on my couch in my office, and I thought you were walking in because I heard the boots. I heard the way you like kind of drag your heels with your boots. And I'm like, oh, it's Seth. And I was just typing something and he said something smart ass to me. Like called me a pussy or something. He did. And I look up, I'm like, Greg. I was like, fuck. I was like, I thought it was Seth. Dude, it was identical.
Yes.
Like even the pace of how he walked in, it was the same. It was the same thing.
I am my father.
To a T, dude.
So like, and like, it's funny how like whenever I kicked the box the other day, like just get out of my way, like fucking around. And you're like, that looked just like SJ.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then people meet Jake and saw it. If you got Jake and me and my dad and SJ in like an area and just like studied us for an hour, you'd be like, these men are all related.
Yes.
This is all generational right here. 100%.
Yep.
I like, because with as much time as I spend with SJ, like his mannerisms, I got a fucking hilarious story about this kid from last night, by the way. Don't let me forget. Okay. It's fucking hilarious. But anyway, like, I was with my dad every day, every single day, working from the time I was probably like 12, 13 years old until I was 18, and then just came home on the weekends and in the summer times to work for him in college. Mm-hmm. But I was with my dad every fucking day working. Every day. So for me not to become him in some way, shape, or form is impossible.
Yeah. Yep.
To like a scary T. Mm-hmm. Like if you saw my dad at 39, 40 years old, you'd be like, that's Seth. There he is. My dad was probably just like 3 bills at the time because he was super fat. But then I look at myself and I'm like, I have the same eating habits as my father. I just work out a lot.
Yeah.
But dude's a fucking riot.
It's hilarious.
Dude is a riot.
Yep.
I have so many things. I do so many things that he does. It's scary. It's a bit ridiculous.
Even watching you, we went to look at some new business furniture yesterday. Like all things we could have looked at online.
Yeah.
But we walk in and you've never been there. And you could literally see and sit at everything. You lit up. And I'm like, this is the perfect thing for Seth Ferrucci. Because he's indecisive as fuck. If he can touch it and sit at it, he's going to touch and sit at every single chair in this fucking thing.
That's exactly what I did.
That's exactly what you did. You told us to get pictures of you sitting at it. So we can compare and show the team, hey, which space do you like? So take a picture.
Yeah, so then you can get a gauge.
Me and Shane are dying.
That's true, though. So that way, like, you know how big your workspace is. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, it's a 4-foot workspace. It's a 5-foot workspace. It's a 6-foot workspace. Like, then you can actually see how big your workspace is. Yep. Like, you're like, well, if you can get a tape measure and do it, but at the same time, you're like, oh, well, are we going to get the ones with the dividers? How far should the divider be? Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So then you get the picture and you're like, oh, yeah, look, there.
So
fuck
funny.
You guys.
It was so funny.
Oh, it's funny as fuck. It's good. Okay. So the story about SJ.
Yeah.
So, last night I get home late. I think I got home at like 8:15. I did my hero workout, recouped myself, and hop home. And I'm heading home, and I'm eating dinner. And SJ's like fucking bouncing off the walls. I'm like, oh man. She's like, it has been quite the day with this child. And I was like, he's growing, like because he's sleeping a lot. And he's eating everything.
Yeah.
So we're like, he's growing. So, and he's like, Dad, blocks tonight. Because he's building blocks and he's fucking building. He loves it.
Yeah.
Like we monster trucks and blocks now, dude. Loves Legos, loves blocks. I'm like, yeah, dude, just let me finish dinner. So I finish dinner. And a second I take my plate over the sink. He's like, blocks. I'm like, let's go, dude. So he's already showered up. He's cleaned up. And we're sitting there making blocks. He's like, let's make a giraffe. So we make a big, tall giraffe with a head on it. You know, it doesn't look like a giraffe, but it looks like a giraffe to him.
Yeah.
Crazy creative imagination. And then he's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get Sissy. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm sitting there just breaking this down and putting the blocks there so we can build something next. He takes off. And then all of a sudden, like, he doesn't come back for like 3 or 4 minutes. And I don't hear him calling for the girls, and I don't hear any ruckus, hear nothing. And then he comes fucking flying back into the living room. I was like, what's up? What's on your face? Like, what is that? And he's like, what? Nothing. I'm like, no. There's like a drip of something coming down his chin. It looked like reddish. I'm like, dude, did you fucking bash your face off the wall? And it's like, what is that? He's like, what? Like, he didn't do anything wrong. Like all of a sudden getting like cowering, like kind of looking around. And I'm like, oh fuck, what is this? Are you bleeding somewhere? And then I look and I go up and I grab his face and I like put my thumb on it. Like it's just one drip coming down the middle of his chin. And I grab it and I look and it's like chocolate and red. I'm like, bro, what are you eating? And he's like, nothing. Nothing. And Hannah's like, it's M&M's. And he's like, he starts this devilish shit laugh. And I'm like, don't laugh, dude. Don't laugh. Mom is pissed right now. It's fucking 8:30 at night, and this dude is eating M&M's somewhere in this house. And I'm like trying not to laugh. I'm like, like breathing heavy, not looking. I'm looking away, like, because if I laugh, she's gonna be like, you motherfucker.
Yep.
So, and then I just start laughing, and I look over, and she's just like red, like laughing but crying at the same time because the kid just ate sugar. Yeah. At 8:30 at night, and she's like, "Where are they?" And he's like, "Hidden." And I'm like, you're hiding them? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you hid M&M somewhere? And he's like, yeah. I was like, can I see where you hid them? He's like, yeah. Come on. Like he wanted to show me where he hid them. And I'm like,
your boys. If
no
you need any, here they are.
He has no idea this is a bad idea. And he's just so innocent and loving it so much. Like he's in his PJs. They're tight as fuck. He's amped on M&M's right now. He's like thinking he's going to show me where these M&M's are hidden, and it's going to be cool as fuck. Yep. So I go in, and it's like, you know, those M&M mini things. Yeah. They're like cylindrical, and they're about like
the tubes.
Yeah, the tubes.
Yep.
So I go in, and he's like, yeah. He's like, come on, like waving me on, like he's jolting down there. And Hannah's like, he is fucking whacked out. He ate a lot of them, and I'm like, maybe just a couple. So we go in, and he's like, look, right there. And it's in we have his Nerf gun safe, like where he puts all of his Nerf guns. It's like right on the shelf, hidden under one of the guns. And I was like, dude. I was like, that's it. He's like, yeah, right there. And I'm like, not bad. I was like, but if you don't want someone to see him, you should put him in the drawer. And Hannah's like, fucking slaps me. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I'm giving the kid some hints. So she goes and grabs it. The thing's almost completely gone.
Oh, dear.
And she's like, Seth, this was unopened this morning. I'm like, well, where the fuck was it? She was like, it was in Emmy's room. So he stole it from Emmy's room, ripped it open because the wrapper is like annihilated. The dude, and she's like, how many did you eat? And he's like, not all of them. So the dude ate over half the container of M&M's in that time span that he left me playing blocks. Then he took it, he grabbed it, and he's like, we're going to put it under the bed now. Nobody will find it. Meanwhile, it's her and I standing right there looking at the kid.
Right.
It was...
Oh, my God.
It was one of the fucking greatest moments of that child thus far. Yeah. People have that, like, with kids, it's just so innocent, but just had no clue. And
it's so funny, like, when he realized, like, he wanted to go get some.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're building, he's like, you know what? M&M break. Like, I need some M&Ms.
That's what he did.
But he said, let me go get Sissy.
He's like, I'm going to go get Sissy. That's what I mean, dude. Oh, and I thought nothing of it because I'm just like, yeah, dude, we're building blocks. You want to go get Sissy to show her your fucking draft and whatever?
Nope, just scoring some M&Ms.
Just going to get M&Ms and hide them. And he's like, there they are. You want to see? Come on, I'll show you where they are.
You know what's so cool about that? Like, he has his own space and his own stuff, and like boys and guys love that shit. Like, I'm sure girls do too, but like having things set up, and I don't know.
Perfect example. I'm glad you said it. So Hannah and I got the kids each a Christmas gift to give to them on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Okay. SJ got a bed, like a big boy bed, and it's cool as fuck. I put it on Instagram. It has the lights on it, like LED lights in there. It's cool. It was only like $179. Dude, it was awesome. I had to get a mattress, and it was cool as fuck. So he was like amped out of his mind because he can jump on a bed and all this stuff and just loving it. That's his cool shit.
Uh-huh.
The girls, Emmy got a desk because she does homeschooling. So we have homeschool here at the gym, and then at home, on Friday she's at home, so she needed a desk. She's got a desk and has all her cool shit set up on there. A little light, a little hangy thing next to it that says Emmy. Like, it's a really cool setup in her room. And then Adeline got a makeup vanity. And those things now are cool as fuck too. Like, you press a button on the mirror and it's LED lights up, so it's super bright. And you can put all your shit on this fucking thing. And then there's like a hairdryer holder on the side. You fucking are able to, these things are all I did was build shit on the 23rd and 24th of December for 2 days straight. But just cool as fuck. And they were all so excited to set it up their way.
Yeah.
And of course, SJ's had monster trucks and really cool stuffed animals all over his bed. Like there's a place on top, like a shelf to put all your stuff. And then the girls and then on Christmas, they got like makeup. Emmy got some stuff for her desk that Santa brought. And it was all this really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like the girls' makeup vanities, fucking massive deal. Makeup has become insanely huge. Bro, I mean, like, when I mean huge, I mean, like, I'm sure some people listening that have daughters, like, TikTok has taken over the makeup industry. Drunk Elephant is a massive deal. That's a brand of makeup, and it's not cheap. Like, Hannah uses some Drunk Elephant stuff. Yeah. It's like $100, $75 face creams that are like this big. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, online and girls over at gymnastics, like young kids, young, 9, 10, 11 years old, are talking about Drunk Elephant. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Why do you have a fucking makeup refrigerator? Like, those are a big thing on TikTok.
Makeup refrigerator.
Yeah, so that way when you put it on your skin, it's cold and it feels nice.
Okay.
Massive deal, dude. It is fucking crazy. And they're marketing to young females. And then, young females are looked up to by even younger preteens.
Yeah.
And the preteens are now wanting to become teenagers sooner, and the teenagers want to become women sooner. So it's just this, like, I'm watching it occur, and it's pretty fucking crazy. Because Adeline's 16, going to be 17. Like, she's growing up, she's becoming a young woman. Yeah, makeup's a fucking thing. Get ready. But like 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds. Whoa! Pump the brakes here, people.
Well, and like the pricing, like the cost of this shit.
But it's
because like my sister, my little cousins, like they were all into makeup growing up, but it was like, from Claire's or from here, like the cheap little
But
kid stuff,
what's scary
play
is,
stuff.
and now we know that like there's so many things that are bad for you, like where things are made, how they are, like what are the ingredients, like I'm weird about deodorants, dude, and soaps and shampoos. Like I don't use things with phthalates or fucking aluminum. Like I don't use shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm super picky about what I put on my skin because the skin is the biggest organ in the body. So I'm like real particular about it. I will say anabolics are okay though. I won't put aluminum on my armpits, but I'll fucking take some tests. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Like you got bodybuilders that are like, I don't put anything bad in my body. And then they're like, but test is cool though. Maybe a little Trent. You know, Trent is like 10 times worse than fucking your aluminum fucking, your deodorant, you dickhead. But I use deodorant every day. I only use Trent every other day. 6 weeks at a time, 3 times a year. No, I don't do that anymore. That's fucking crazy. It's funny how that works. But no, but yeah, pop action. Yep. We got JSTWRK have the best pops.
Best pops in the game,
right? For sure. So good.
Only thing that would make that better if it's a little colder.
I know. I pulled these because the second I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Where the fuck are the melon pops?" I was like, "Where are they?" And
I saw we only have ices in there right now. We need to restock.
Well, that's why I told Shane. I was like, "Dude, what's going on? Like, get this shit the fuck together here." And he's like, "I'll tell John," you know. And then I go into Jay's office, and Jay and Ben are in there, and I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "Where's the melon pops?" And Ben's like, "How many do you want?" And I was like, What do you mean? Like, can I get a couple of them for the podcast? Bob and I want one. And he's like, yeah. He goes into the cabinet in the back. I'm like, are you hiding these? And he's like, dude, he's like, we put one case out. They are gone in 5 minutes. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, dude, he's like, we're rationing it right now. And I'm like, well, maybe we should go get like a stack of cases and put in there. And he's like,
pallet in here,
bro. It was just funny how the whole thing occurred because he's like, they need them for marketing.
Yeah,
they need them for pictures.
The content guys will not let a product leave their room.
Oh no,
they will not.
No, and I'm like, I just thought it was funny because there's cases of it in the corner, cases of every other flavor, but then the melon pop is in the back of the cabinet behind shit. And I'm like, this is funny.
Ben's been sending me these like Dale Earnhardt edits on Instagram.
No way.
Like they're hardcore like hype videos on Dale Earnhardt. Like they didn't even make these when he was like around and in his prime. And like this one he just sent me, he's like, dude, you see that hype video I sent you? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I meant to talk to you about it. He's like, that dude's a fucking animal.
Dale Earnhardt,
yeah,
guy.
Dale Earnhardt. So like this one clip, he's like doing a little commercial, and he's like, he says, if it's Jeff Gordon, you put him in the wall. And then like he laughs, like he's just having fun, and then it cuts to this montage of just like
and putting Jeff Gordon in the wall,
putting everyone into the wall, like car footage, and he's just fucking winner's circle, like on top of his car. The dude was a fucking icon. I didn't know how badass he was when I was younger. Well, like now I know why my dad was like, it was his idol. It was his idol.
So it's funny you say that because young Aiden here has been talking about all the bodybuilding edits. Like there's some people that are creating some crazy content from old school stuff. Like this vintage-esque, like badassery edits.
Yeah.
And they're doing it apparently in fucking NASCAR.
It wasn't every niche. Like,
yeah,
young kids now are finding out about a bunch of old people because people are learning how to like edit these cool edits with old people. And they're like, oh, dude, this guy's cool because it looks cool on my reels.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, and from a bodybuilding perspective, he's like, dude, Kevin Levrone is fucking hot.
Huge.
Right, I'm like, dude, I was like, you understand Kevin Levrone was a psychopath, right? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, but I was like, all these edits of Kevin Levrone, like looking crazy. The man was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, Kevin Levrone was like certifiable in certain instances because the guy would just go to a place in his head to mentally prepare himself like he was preparing for war.
Yeah.
Like in his head, that's how he prepared for it. And I'm like, everything that you see about Kevin, multiply it by 10, and that's how he was in person. Like like the dude, there was one Olympia that they talked about him literally sleeping on the floor with guns around him so that he would feel a certain way while he trained for the Olympia. The man was crazy. Wow. And like the whole leg day video with me and him back in like 2010, 2011, I'm like, yeah. I was like, why do you think I was like, Kevin Levrone wants to train? I was like, this could be like, this is the greatest thing that could ever happen. This is 12 years ago. I'm like, Kevin Levrone is nuts. And like, then I fucking puke my guts out and Kevin Levrone's cleaning my puke up. I'm like, Kevin, don't touch my puke. He's like, oh, no, dude, I got it. I'm like, like, guys, this is Kevin Levrone. This is awesome.
Dude, that video was so funny because like he's just squatting in this guy, or he was like hitting back, and then the guy just walks into the gym and he's like, you're doing legs.
Yeah, I trained back with Jay and Phil. This is whenever I was nobody, you know? So I trained back with Jay and Phil. And then they were like, hey, Kevin's in town. We need some content. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, they're like, you guys up for anything? And Jay and Phil were like, no, dude, no. And I'm like, yeah. And they look at me like, the fuck do you mean? I'm like, it's Kevin Levrone. I was like, what are we going to do? And they're like, well, Kevin, they want something intense. And I'm like, we just did back. Like, what's more intense than back? And they're like, legs. And I'm like, oh, no. And I'm like, and Phil looks at me. He's like, Seth, he's like, you know you don't have to do this. This is a bad idea. I'm like, Phil? I was like, you're Phil Heath. You're the gift. I am not. I need to do something.
Seth.
I'm like, I got to do something wild. And I was like, and this might be like the coolest thing I ever get to do in my life.
Yep.
And he's like, just don't hurt yourself. And Honey's like, I'll be there. I'm there with him. It's good. And I look at Honey and he's like, you need to go drink fluids and we're going to get some glycoject in you. And then you're just going to just give it everything you got. And I'm like, cool deal, man. Let's do it. I'm baby-faced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before anything. And it was just fun. But that's what I was telling him. I'm like, these cool edits coming out of all these people. Like, these people that are these old school edits, I'm like, these guys built bodybuilding. They built NASCAR. These are the reasons that things are today. And now whenever you guys look around and you see things that are pussified, you're like, that's why I like these old school cats. Like the Trend Twins and Lee Priest. I just saw they posted, like, we did Lee Priest's anabolic arm workout. I'm like, Lee Priest was crazy too. The man was a fucking asshole. And it was the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, it was, and it wasn't a show. Like, Kevin didn't do things for, like, there was no social media.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Kevin was like fucking filming himself in his room, sleeping on the floor. No. I was just Kevin being Kevin.
Yeah.
Lee Priest was just Lee Priest being Lee Priest.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything for views or for anything.
No, they were just fucking batshit crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, same with Dale and NASCAR and...
It's in every single industry. That's how it was. It was like you were, like, before social media, you just, like, think about it. On race day, you got race day. On game day, you got game day.
Yeah.
Like, it was nationally televised. That could be the biggest thing, was it being on national TV. You know what I mean? There was no internet. There wasn't that. So these guys, like, if you were in person, you'd be like, dude, we saw the craziest fucking thing happen in person. We were there for this. We were there for that. Or you just hear stories. Before cameras and before everything, you just heard stories about shit.
Yeah.
So now, like, all this old school footage of these moments are being, like, edited. It's because, dude, he was showing me some. I was like, yeah, he's fucking crazy. This is nuts. That's them.
Yeah.
Because that's what built my mentality about, like, how I wanted to become a bodybuilder was, like, fucking Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman rivalry. Before that, watching Dorian Yates' Blood and Guts, Lee Priest. Like, dude, if you were a short white guy, you're like Lee Priest. Like, everybody liked Lee Priest just because he was a short white guy. Like, you just knew him from that, and that's what's there. And you're like, fuck yeah, he's jacked. Yeah, I want to get big arms. Look at the forearms. Like, it was what you saw in magazines and what it just was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's awesome. I was watching some old school stuff too. 2002 being old school is fucking crazy, by the way. But like the 2002 Arnold Classic, like I was watching, there was clips on that. I'm like, man, this is what literally got me fucking amped into bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. young Victor Martinez, fucking wild looking. It's crazy. Like, people know who Victor is too, but they don't know who Victor is. Victor Martinez was incredible. He lost to Jay Cutler at the 2007 Mr. Olympia. It was super controversial because Jay didn't look really good in '07. Like, didn't look good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Still beat Victor Martinez, who was on fucking point. And that's whenever, like, everybody's like, they started becoming against Jay. Because Jay looked good, but he didn't look like what Jay looked like in '06.
Mm-hmm.
And then he still beat Victor Martinez, who was better than him on that day. But it was like fucking, it was close, but it wasn't enough to dethrone him.
Right.
Because that's the thing. It was always, you have to be good enough to dethrone the Mr. Olympia. And then in '08, Jay came in again, little off, and lost to Dexter. And it's because what happened was Jay was playing the size game against Ronnie, and then came in, and then there were guys that were just a little downsized, and Jay was then the mass monster. And then it just didn't, he didn't have the same look as he did when he was starting to really challenge Ronnie and beat Ronnie. And then in '07, but then in '08, he lost to Dexter. And then in '09, when he came back, that's when he came back with the quad stomp and melted everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I got to be friends with Jay Cutler that year. I'll never forget it. Because I was training with Hani and I turned pro in '09.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because it was at Nationals. The Olympia was in '09, so Phil and Jay were there in '09 at the Jay went and won the Olympia, had the new haircut. The fucking quad stomp was just peeled out of his mind. And then at the Nationals, that's whenever I met Phil Heath and Jay. And like I kind of got welcomed into that circle of like cool badasses of bodybuilding. I'm like, been big fans my whole life, guys. Really damn glad to meet you. '09, yeah, that was it. Because that was when the Olympia was in September, and then I turned pro in November. Yeah. Yep. And then I got sponsored by Muscle Tech at the end of '09, and they were both sponsored by Muscle Tech at the same time. So that's how I got to just get to know them a little more.
Yeah. That's around the time like I got into like being a fan of bodybuilding. It was like 2008, 2009.
That's whenever things were, the Jay and Ronnie rivalry is whenever it like that rivalry changed bodybuilding.
Yep.
And then Phil Heath came in and was just the most mind-blowing thing in a long time.
That's when I started working at Gold's Gym. I met Robin Dana, started to learn about the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because outside of that, you would have only really known bodybuilding by following magazines and the forums. And
the forums were the big thing. That was like the first type of social media was the forums.
Yep.
I guess maybe something before that, but at least to my knowledge.
MD.
Yep. The MD forums.
Yep.
And then
that was a wild spot.
It was crazy. It's just social media it's wild on how things have evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally just pick up your phone and start putting yourself on the internet. If you're having a bad day, put it on. Good day, put it on. Crazy day, put it on. People literally put their buttholes online every day now. Like we have come a fucking long way, people. It is wild. Join my OnlyFans. Look at my butthole every day. This is fucking wild. This shit is wild. It is crazy on how far things have come, and just in everything. I love these old school edits that he's been shown, and now I kind of want to see the Dale Earnhardt ones.
Oh, I'll send it to you. It's so cool because the one shot he's like down in his seat, like in the corner. It doesn't even look like he has the seatbelt. Like I don't think it's fully harnessed in. And that's the way he drove. Like he drove by the seat of his pants, like literally.
He was crazy.
He was a lunatic. Wore an open face helmet. I mean, it's partially why he died.
Yeah.
Absolute crazy man.
Isn't it wild how, I mean, that's what I say. Like people always get down about bodybuilding and be like, you guys are killing yourselves with all the steroids and this and that. And you're like, yeah, true. But so does every other fucking person that chances their life in some way, shape, or form with any other extreme sport.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go jumping out of airplanes and expect not something bad to happen one day.
Yeah.
You can't just go driving 200 miles an hour and not expect to fucking, at some point, hit a wall and die.
Yeah.
You can't just not expect these things to occur. You can't ride a motorcycle across the country and be like, nothing bad could happen.
That'd be good.
You can't go into a football game and think you're never going to get smashed.
Like, break your neck.
CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So like, it's crazy on how certain things are looked at. And it's like, oh, the steroids. And it's like, well, I mean, to be honest, gentlemen, I'm going to take my chances with steroids versus riding a motorcycle across the fucking country. Me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that thing where it's like, it's just a personal choice. Like, I look at people who buy crotch rockets and I'm like, bad idea. People look at me, they're like, bad idea. And I'm like, it's cool. I respect you for what you want to do, but like, and if something bad happens, I'll be there for you. But it's like, I'm not doing that. Like, don't try and get me to do it. And likewise with them, like, it's like, if they're like, hey, like, I want to take a bunch of shit, I'm like, not really a good idea. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you understand the risks involved with this? Just so you know, like, I know because I have some of the problems. So I just want you to know that this is definitely going to happen. And it's kind of like if you ride a motorcycle, it's like, hey, really cool bike. Let's take a picture for Instagram. I'll say good job. But I want you to know you should always wear your helmet. You should probably wear a riding jacket and riding pants. 3 days later, I see you out in a tank top fucking showing your guns off with some chick on the back with her cheeks hanging off the back. Really bad fucking idea, dude. And then meanwhile, the other guy's like, I started taking Trend my first cycle. Really bad idea, dude.
Really bad. Really bad.
But I don't know. It's
Dude, it's life, man.
personal
living.
decision.
You're living.
That's it. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just not allowed to cry about it when bad shit happens.
Yep.
That's all. Bad shit's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I slept last night. It was a good sleep.
Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt good. Then I had a good dream.
I slept pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Garmin tells me whether I slept good or not every day.
Hmm.
Today it was good. It could have been better.
A lot of people
Like, literally, that's the type of like
Right.
reflection it gives me in the morning.
could have been better.
Yeah.
Really needed that one, huh? You dick.
It said plenty of deep sleep, not enough REM.
Ah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I do not want to hear what it would have to say about me.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't.
But people enjoying the videos, like all the hero workouts we're putting online and everything
Yeah.
we're putting out. The comments, people are enjoying everything. But then I've seen probably a handful of like a heart rate monitor. And I'm like, I would love to. And we talked about this already, but the one around my chest doesn't fit around my chest because whenever I would try, it would just roll down.
Yeah.
Because my lats get in the way and I'm like thicker in this area.
Mhm.
So like between my chest and my lats, like it just can't sit.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit flat. It won't do it. And then the one on the wrist is inaccurate.
Yeah.
But then Gino showed me the forearm one.
Yeah. You should get that.
I
one.
want to get the forearm one because people were like, I would have loved to seen the Unknown Heroes workout I just did, the 21 exercise of 21 reps each one.
Yeah.
They were like, I would love to see where your heart rate was up.
Yeah.
And when it was down or what it got to at these times, like then you'd be able to be like, this is where you're bad
Yeah.
or this is what killed you.
Mhm.
I mean, I already know what killed me, but it'd just be cool to have the analytics to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what interests me. That's how I gauge progress with what I do.
Oh, yeah?
Is heart rate. You know, obviously pacing and power is like an analytic you can look at, but you only really know how those are on race day. So like in training, if I hit the same workout 3 Thursdays in a row and my heart rate keeps dropping, I'm making progress. I'm getting stronger. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to the heart rate like during bodybuilding. And I think I probably should have. It probably would have been better and more effective and things would have been better. But old school stuff, you know,
Yeah.
meathead stuff.
Well, at the same time, my coach does tell me like you can't rely on it 100%. She's like, on race day, you should be racing, not worrying about your heart rate.
Yeah, you got to throw the fuck down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop
The
doing
training is to get you prepared for the race. So
whenever you are redlining.
yeah, you're as optimized as possible.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. But no,
it's fun.
so far I've done 9 of them. Today's the 10th day.
Yep.
And I have now gotten to the point where it does not matter what's on the fucking calendar. It doesn't. I can't. I just be like, oh, this is the one. Like after the Unknown Heroes one, like I wanted to do something intense, and then like I put the video up. I think I think that video is like the greatest personification of what these workouts are supposed to be. I love the workout. That was the one where it was 50. It took me 57 minutes and 52 seconds to do. It was supposed to be a 45-minute time cap, and I'm like, whoever does this in 45 minutes, they're in really good shape.
Yeah.
Not just at like running, but like at everything.
Yeah.
And my form sucked on a few things, and then I misread things. Like I don't know exactly what everything is, so I fucked up a couple of them. But they're nuts. That was the one that I was like, okay, does not matter what's on the schedule, doesn't matter what it is, just do it. It could be something, and it's going to be like, hey, this is going to take you 35 minutes. Okay, I'm going to warm up, and then I'm going to do it. Like last night, I was like, I wanted to have some type of cardio in it. I wanted to like, because there's been a lot that hasn't had a lot of running, and like it's at nighttime whenever I'm training, and I'm like, I can't run around the parking lot at night. Like, I don't want to get fucking hit.
Yeah.
So the one last night was the Bulgur, and it was 5 rounds of a quarter mile and then 25 air squats. I just saw it, and I was like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice leisure one. And then at the bottom, it said, carry a 50-pound sandbag the entire time. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I got to run a quarter mile, do 25 air squats, and don't put the fucking bag down.
So you're doing the run with the bag too?
Do the run with the bag and do the squats with the bag, and don't put the fucking bag down.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's tough. That's hard.
Exactly. All of a sudden, that's when it caught my interest, because I'm like, I love sandbags.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, let's see how this is going to go. So I started warming up, and I started getting nervous, because I'm like, I'm going to do this on the treadmill. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. So I just let the treadmill run. I was like, I usually run outside with the sandbag. I don't know how fast I actually run with it.
Right.
So I don't know how good I actually am. I just complete things. I don't really gauge this.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be pretty hard. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I got the sandbag, picked it up. I'm like, this is going to be bitch probably halfway through. It was a bitch right away. So I started it, and I was just walking with it to get a feel. I'm like, let's walk with it, get a feel, see where it is before we start. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I could probably do 4.5, 5 miles an hour. I was like, cool. So I started out at 4.5, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, this is going to be hard getting into it. And then I cranked it up to 5 and completed the first quarter, got off, and then did my squats, and then was holding it. And I'm like, I want to put this down. And I'm like, it doesn't say anything about breaks, but I really don't know if I should try and put this down. I'm going to see if I can just carry it the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Like take my breaks with the sandbag. That's whenever it got weird, because the second round, I did the second round, and then all of a sudden after my air squats, my heart rate shot through the fucking roof. And I'm like, this sandbag is a bitch.
Yeah.
It's starting to freak me out. So then I positioned it like on the back of my neck. I was just positioned it on the back of my neck. And I'm like, so and then the third round is whenever, like, all of a sudden it like, I caught like a wind. Like I was able to like, I got better. The first 2 were harder than the second 2. And then the fifth round is whenever I cranked it up to 6 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And just ran with it then. It wasn't a bad workout. It took me 25 minutes to do, but like the breaks, like how my heart rate would elevate after the quarter mile and the squats.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'd like to try that one.
Yeah. It'd be way better outside.
Yeah.
The treadmill's not the way to go, because there was a couple times whenever like I'm trying to change shoulders. What happened is your lower back gets taxed.
Yeah.
I need a stronger core and lower back. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool workout.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
I need those types of things in my training. I need more strength.
I think, personally, after doing them for 9 days straight now, I think everybody should do them.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way, like, on the people are really enjoying me, like, reading the story as well. And I'm like, yeah, there's a story to it. Like, the workout is literally dedicated to somebody who fucking died. So, like, you should read the story, kind of get in the feels, and then go do the workout that's dedicated to them. And who cares if you're not good at it? Doesn't matter. You're not a CrossFit champion. I'm not a CrossFit champion. I'm doing okay on some of these things. But now for me, it's more or less like challenge yourself. Kate, how good can you do at this? And it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, like this person got this. And it's like, that's great. Complete this. Do it. Challenge yourself. Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Do it once a week. Read a story, see it, and be like, man, that was crazy. This is like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, what's freaking me out the most, I said it in this past video, was that there are all the firefighters, there's a ton of firefighter ones, and they all died 9/11. And then there's other ones about people in the military that from 01, like 02 and 03 are big years of people dying overseas. And it's kind of fucking wild. Like Afghanistan. Yeah. And then 08, 09 is another time whenever you're seeing a lot of people. They're like, every time I'm going like, oh, look, here's another one from 03, another one from 03, another one from 03, another one from 03.
That's
I'm
heavy.
like, holy fuck. Like it's wild. I mean, I'm enjoying it, and I don't know, it's only a month. It's a month. Like in the grand scheme of things, that's just a fucking blip in time.
Yep.
You remember that time you did every day for the month of January, you did a hero workout? Yeah, it was crazy. It was awesome. Like, who cares? It's a cool story. Like,
it's an experience.
Do that. Yeah, fuck it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You get stronger.
Yeah.
You become more appreciative of certain things.
Yeah. And like, to your point, like, you don't have to be good at these things to complete them or do them. You can modify them. You can do them to your abilities. And like the things with the workouts you're doing and the things that I'm doing with Ironmans and triathlons, I had this misconception that as I get in better shape, like the sport gets easier. That's not the case. Like these WODs are never going to get easier.
No.
Because you're not doing that same workout every Thursday for 6 months. And like, it's just, you're going to get so fast at it. Well, no, you're going to do it maybe once a year, twice a year, or like it's going to be changed up and then it's going to shock your body even more. That's the idea behind fitness and racing and doing all these things. You
don't have to be a rock star at it.
No.
Just do it.
Yep.
Try it. These workouts, like,
I think these are extremely difficult, but like, you've never done them before.
Never.
So like mentally you're in like a better spot than like I keep getting screwed over with like this one swim workout. I keep getting it every week and I know what it is and I know what to expect and I know how I feel during it. It's super uncomfortable. So like, I know what I'm getting into, like going into it. Like it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like this morning I was like freaking out.
Well, they make me anxious.
Yeah.
Every day I get anxious about these things because I'm like, I'm not good at this. This is going to take me way longer than it should. Yeah. And now, and like I said the other day, I was just like, it doesn't fucking matter. Throw something at me.
Yeah.
If it's going to take me 40 minutes, fuck it. Like, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. It doesn't matter. And the reason I wanted to do it was, like I said, there's that Jimbo Broski on Instagram. He did 365 straight days of them. He's cool. He's a wild dude. Yeah. And he did 365 days of the Murph.
Oh my God.
Did a Murph every day for a year.
That's a commitment, dude.
Yeah, he's in shape.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was something cool. Like I know I can do pretty good at bodybuilding. I know I can. I like it. Makes me feel good about myself. And I know I can get in good shape and I know I can do my cardio every morning. I love doing those things. I don't love doing these things because they're hard and they make me uncomfortable. I get fucking butterflies in my belly like, oh, it's going to be a crazy one. You better get ready. But I'm like, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. I would get that feeling on big time bodybuilder workouts. Like when Hani was in town, or I'm going to train or do this or get that opportunity with Jay and fucking Ronnie, or I'd get that anxious feeling. I'd be like, oh man, I'm not that good at this. And this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd like to do something that would challenge me. And this was it. And it's 31 days. And then after that, I'll go back to doing my cardio and doing my rocks and my push-pull legs and some hero workouts and start getting ready for a moose hunt or caribou hunt in Alaska this year. It's going to be fun. But like, I don't know. It's a month.
Dude, it's why I do this style training. Like now that I think about it, I get butterflies before every workout because they're hard. Every workout is hard. There is not an easy workout at all in a week.
No, here I was going to pull up. I wonder if it's some workouts, just so people could get an idea of what of some of them are. Try this one. The thing is, the mobile side of Wadwell, that's where I get all these workouts, wadwell.com.
Mm-hmm.
The mobile side of it sucks. Bastards. There we go. And I've been doing them in order too. Like I've been doing them properly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't change the like the breakdown of them. Like on a Murph, you run a mile, then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then run a mile. Okay, and then what people will do for the Murph, they'll do run the mile, and then they'll do 10 sets of 10, 20, 30.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do 10 sets. Well, I've been doing exactly what the fuck these things say. Like if it says do 100 sit-ups, I just do the 100 sit-ups, like in a row.
Yeah,
and it's horrible. Make me vomit.
I mean, I think that's the approach I would take. Like in my head, I'd rather just bang them all out and move on.
So this is the one that I want to get the heart rate monitor to do. This is called the Pain Train. It's not that weird website everybody's thinking. It has this guy who looks like a fucking savage, him and his buddy from overseas serving. It's called the Pain Train, and you do a 300-meter run, and then you do 5 rounds of Cindy. And Cindy is another, it's a workout, and it's 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. So 5, 10, 15 pull-ups, push-ups, air squats. So you run 300 meters and then do 5 rounds of the Cindy. And then you run 300 meters and then do 4 rounds of the Cindy. Mm-hmm. You run 300 meters, do 3 rounds of the Cindy. 300 meters, 2 rounds. 300 meters, 1 round. 300 meters, done. I want to do that one.
Yeah.
That's the one I want to do. That's like the big one that I'm like, it's going to be a day. It'll be a fucking day.
Yeah.
Because 300 meters is under a quarter mile.
Yeah.
But around the building one time is a quarter mile. So I'm like, I'm going to run around the building and do 5 rounds, run around the building, do 4 building. And then the times, I don't know how people are doing this. There's people in here doing it in 20 minutes. I don't know how they do that in 20 minutes.
Wow. That's fast.
Yeah. 25 minutes, this guy here. 23 minutes and 5 seconds, this guy here. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to be under 30.
So, I mean, if they're doing it in 20 to 25 minutes, there's 15 rounds of Cindy plus 4 300-meter runs. I mean, that...
5, 1, 2, 3, 4,
or
5,
5,
6.
6.
So you're doing a mile and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not running no mile and a half in under 10 minutes.
I wouldn't mind doing that one with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You'd beat my ass in it, I think.
I don't think so. I think I'd catch you on the runs and then you would just smoke me on the rounds.
That's where the rounds are the pull-ups. But it's only 5 pull-ups per round of Cindy, and you need to do 5, so 25 pull-ups. The pull-ups are what typically kill people.
Yeah, that's what will get me.
I'm not bad at the pull-ups, and air squats I'm pretty good at. Like now, listen, this is that Josh Bridges. Big fan of Josh Bridges. I think he's like the coolest CrossFitter of all time. Mm-hmm. He commented on one of my videos too. I was bummed.
Nice.
Huge fan. But he always has this thing about strong legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this month, I like following all his stuff. The dude is just, he holds the record for the fastest Murph in competition. I'm pretty sure he does.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does at the CrossFit Games, or he might have second. Some crazy number, like he did it in like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But he has this thing about strong legs. Strong legs. There's like a saying he has with it, and I'm like, I was just like, yeah. And now, doing these workouts, I'm like, yeah, you need fucking legs, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You need legs, because like doing the one last night, just the quarter mile with a sandbag and then 25 air squats. It's legs, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your legs give out. If your legs don't give out, you're good. Don't let your legs give out. If you have strong legs, they won't give out, and you can keep fucking going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, this is cool. And it goes back to like the hunt, the elk hunt. Like, dude, whenever we were rucking, we had 150 plus pounds on our back, 5.5 miles, 4 miles. Like, you're every day with 30 pounds on our back, we were doing 10 plus miles a day, hiking up and down fucking mountains. You better have strong fucking legs. Don't let them give out.
Legs and core.
Awesome.
You have those, you're good.
So cool.
It is cool. Yes, dude, that is cool.
It also is cool to have really big arms. So like, that's why I'm like, okay, so I need to be able to do both. I want to have like all this cool shit and then just have the big jacked arms and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, look at it. It's cool. What is that? That's just dumb meathead kid stuff. Because like, yeah, I don't think it ever goes away. Like, once you're a boy and you find out boobs and asses are cool, you're like, yeah. You find your dick, you're like, yeah. Then you find out you can have big muscles, you're like, yeah. Then you're like, fucking guns are cool too. You're like, this is awesome. Look how cool life is. Want to get a big truck? Let's get big trucks. This is cool as fuck, dude. Hey, you want to go watch monster trucks? Yeah. Did we just become best friends?
It's that simple. It really is.
It is. Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
It'd be cool to put a GoPro on you for like one of those.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
Or like, how do you do like those angles where it's like, do you know, Bob, like those, like, if you're doing like a cardio workout, it's like that, not the 360 cam, but like, how do you get the camera where like it's like pointed at you and you can see it wider?
Yeah, it's those 360 cams.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That way.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he could be running around the building and like, it's almost like he doesn't even know the camera's there, and it's like you just see him like POV.
Yeah, it's not like it's like sticking off your body like 4 feet. It's just the camera, like the way it fisheyes, and it's 360.
Are you holding it on a stick?
You can, or you can just mount it on like a chest vest, like a little strap. And like just the way it's angled, like it's not far off your chest, but it's a super wide angle. So like if it's pointing at you, it's going to get every, like your face, your arms, like everything.
Could be cool. So like someone doesn't have to like run around and like.
Yeah, I think it's like the Insta360 cameras.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. I have one. I broke it though.
I was just gonna say, how sturdy are they? Because you know how.
No, they're good. I broke like the SD card slot. I broke it off inside the micro SD. Like even Jay tried to get it out. Jay couldn't figure it out. I'm like, if Jay can't figure it out, it's fucking.
We're done.
Yep. But they're pretty cool.
We got 22 more of them. So.
Bring some new tech in. Yep.
Pretty cool. So the other thing, we have our drink sitting here. Melon Pop, everybody. It will be available on Thursday, the 11th at 12 p.m. on the website. And then go check your local retailers that carry Axe and Sledge and JSTWRK Energy for your new flavor of JSTWRK. Best flavor yet, in my opinion. But Aiden and I went to the grocery store, and we were telling everybody how I love rotisserie chickens and steamed chicken and mixed vegetables. Those are my go-to things when I travel if I'm out of food. If I need to keep it clean and I don't want to spend a lot of money, like, of course, you can go to a restaurant and get fucking $30 chicken and rice. You can. And right now, there's still a lot of places like Chipotle's, but what happens if it's not around? What happens if you're like a kind of podunky town that doesn't have that, or it's too far away? There's always a Chinese spot in every fucking town. But we went to the grocery store and we saw these pops. These are Mexican pops, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Have you ever seen these?
I've seen them. Yeah, I've never had one.
So you know how bad I am at pronunciating things, right?
Yeah, sriracha.
potentially the worst fucking person, worst at it on the planet. Really bad.
I'm
So-
pretty bad too.
How do you think you would pronounce this?
I don't know. Is it a silent J?
The J is silent. I didn't say so. I called it Jarritos.
That's what I was gonna say.
I said that on the video, and they're like, "Hey, dickhead." The J is silent. It's pronounced with an H. Jarritos.
Jarritos.
Yeah, kind of like Jose.
Yeah.
You jerk off.
Or Juan.
Or-
Right?
Or Jesus.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, being me, and I'm just not good at it. It's not a gift I have, I guess. But they were like, yeah, apparently this is, I mean, everybody has seen it before, but it's called Jarritos. And yeah, we got him to try it.
God, there's so much sugar in this.
I know. I figured we could take a couple whacks and that'd be good just to try it because we haven't tried anything on the podcast in a minute. We got all the flavors they had.
34 carbs, 34 sugars. Yahtzee.
What did somebody? I think they called it like a Mexican Fanta.
Oh yeah.
I think I
Okay.
saw one of those comments.
I was surprised by the amount of comments on those.
People knew what they were. Huh?
Yeah.
They were like, "You jerk off."
Oh, this one has 0. Oh, it's sparkling water. That's why.
We should have left that one. Wait, that's not even it's something else.
It's
I'm excited about the grapefruit one. I've become a Glacier. It's citrus grapefruit.
mhm.
We did more grapefruit, so we call it grapefruit citrus. I'm a big grapefruit fan.
Yeah.
Like the
Delicious.
flavor, not so much the grapefruit itself.
Nah, I don't really like that.
Ugh.
You gotta load it up with like sugar if you're eating like.
Fuck it. All right. I mean, I'm going to start with just the water.
How do you say
Mineragua.
that one?
Mineragua. Yeah, that's what it says.
Mineral water.
Probably should have made these cold. But that just very sparkling. Which one do you think next?
Yep, that's a sparkling water.
Yeah, like super sparkly, and then it just clears out.
Mm-hmm.
Has a different taste on the front and then nothing on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like water.
A little bit of sodium in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to do? You pick one, I'll pick one.
I'll go pineapple.
You gonna go pineapple?
Yep.
I'm going grapefruit.
Okay.
SJ and I do that a lot at home. Like he picks one, I pick one, like trucks and everything.
Yeah.
Trading cards. Oh, dude. If that was diet and didn't have so much fucking sugar in it, I'd drink the shit out of that.
I mean, this one's pretty good too. Like cold on some ice. This would be good.
This is delicious. Holy shit.
Not a real strong pineapple on it, but it's like
I'm not
it's subtle. It's
Mhm.
nice.
not a I like pineapples, but I'm not like a crazy big fan. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's this grapefruit natural flavor soda, Jarritos.
Yeah, the grapefruit's fire.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. You try it?
Yeah.
You're bulking.
Yeah, dude. Don't matter.
I'm big on the pineapple or big on the grapefruit.
The
That
grapefruit.
one's the pineapple's light.
Mandarin.
Mm. Man, dude, these are sugary as fuck. You can smell the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
A different orange.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, way
Yeah.
different orange. Yeah, wait till you taste it. It's wild orange. That is mandarin. Holy shit. It tastes like a little mandarin orange. Like it doesn't taste like orange, it tastes like a little mandarin orange. Let it sit.
I'm getting like a really weird nostalgic
That
taste on that.
yeah.
Pass it over.
I couldn't figure it's look at him, he's like, I've eaten enough candy in my day. It is tastes like candy of some sort from back in the day. but it's not regular orange.
That taste on the back end, like a couple seconds later,
Yeah.
it reminds me of the smell of this hippie shop I used to go to back home.
Yeah, dude, I can't do like when shit starts tasting like a smell.
Is that Pez? It kind of tastes like Pez.
Dude, that orange is intense.
It's like some old candy, like dusted away in a corner. Like I don't even want to touch it.
Some old man candy shit.
The shit that sits on the end table, like
Yeah, it's been there for like 10 years.
grandma's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't
like the grapefruit. The grapefruit was my favorite.
Try it again.
I like the green bottle too.
This ice cold, I would enjoy that with fucking tacos.
Yeah.
Spicy food. Fuck yeah, dude. This is really good. I wish it was diet. Do they make diet Doritos?
I bet they do.
Let's see.
And he's like, I'm going to look it up. Maybe if there was a machine somehow we could look up to see if they do it. There's no way there is.
Made in Mexico, but distributed in El Paso.
Right across the border. Dude, that grapefruit's really good.
Mm-hmm.
You eyeballing my pretzels up.
I'm just seeing what kind of flavor they are. Not a huge honey mustard guy.
I am.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you
dude, there's Doritos Light.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
are. Ooh.
Yep, 0 calories, 0 sugar.
They make grapefruit?
I see the mandarin. I'm sure. Yeah, find it. This is mexgrocer.com.
So, when young Aiden and I were... excuse me. A little bit of juice in there, huh? So, young Aiden and I were at the grocery store, and... oh, man. That is super sparkling. Give me all kind of burps. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Did you ask me a question?
No, I was just
Oh.
like, he looked intense. I was like,
Oh no.
I didn't know if you got like a text message that was not good or something.
Well, no, I had like 12 messages, and I'm like, and I don't see the previews, and I'm like, is there like 10 people are trying to get after me right now?
Is something happening?
No, everything seems fine.
Oh, okay.
I
was
just
like, oh,
don't usually
no.
have like a whole fucking page of notifications.
But we were into the grocery store, and people know I love pretzels. If anybody doesn't know, I have a pretzel problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm thicker, because I eat every pretzel under the sun. And then we saw these things, and it was honey mustard onion small batch. It was handpicked by the foodies of the Market District. Stamped approval. I don't know how good they are. I never had them, never saw them. Small batch. Oh, they look like Snyder's pretzel pieces.
Oh, okay.
These fucking knockoffs. I was expecting something new and fresh.
I'll give him a shot.
They're okay. Nothing to write home about. The Snyder honey mustard pieces are better. Like, by a lot. By a lot.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
They're not good. No.
No, they're not good actually.
No.
I mean, I don't like honey mustard, but
And they're not even worth. I wouldn't buy these again.
That went
In fact-
downhill so fast.
Huh?
That just went downhill so fast.
I'm like disappointed, to be honest.
handpicked.
They're
my
okay.
ass.
Actually, they fucking suck.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Would you like to try one? Okay.
Yep,
They're just honey mustard pretzels, but they're not like flamboyant or anything special or groundbreaking. I'm like,
super mediocre.
fudge.
Not even a good base pretzel.
That's right. Yeah. No. I'm disappointed now. Shit. I was expecting something good and exciting.
Shoot.
That's like the store brand stuff. Like you either find a hidden gem or they just blow.
Yeah.
That's what it is too. So, but apparently, Aldi's has some home runs. Okay, Aldi's has apparently their seasoned pretzel twists. You know how like they do flavored pretzel twists, like Snyder has like the jalapeno ones and all that. Like they're the twists, they're like the pretzel stick twists, and they have like they're coated in flavor. So apparently Aldi's has their seasoned ones, and they are supposed to be fucking fire.
Maybe I'll have to make a run.
Yeah, it's cool just because it's like you said, like they either fucking like you're like, man, that store-bought shit's horrible, or it's fire as fuck.
Yeah.
You get some deals at Aldi, dude.
Oh yeah.
I never really been to an Aldi's.
Dude, with the inflation of how much things cost, like Aldi's like it's not a bunch of name brand stuff. It's a bunch of like there's things that are name brand, then there's some knockoff stuff, but as you know, we know that things are manufactured in the same facility and put a different fucking label on it. That's how some stuff works in this world. And that's what they have a lot of there. And then they have like revolving inventories. Like on this day and this day, these things come in. At least I remember from years ago whenever I would rotate all of my stuff. But like
I heard produce is decent too.
I think produce comes all from the same fucking place, to be honest.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like, I don't fucking think it matters if you buy produce at Giant Eagle, Aldi's, Walmart. I don't fucking think it matters. I think it's just a matter of, like, how long it took to get there.
Yeah, that's probably...
Yeah, unless you're getting your meat from, like, some, like the ancestral beef or, like, some, like, outsourced stuff, then, like, the grocery store stuff's all the same.
I'm just because it's so... things are so big now. It's like the whole world's... Like we've been saying a lot, like, the whole world's going crazy. People are going fucking crazy. People are losing their minds. The Epstein list came out. Cat Williams went off. Like, dude, shit is crazy.
Those memes, bro.
The memes are funny as fuck.
The memes are funny.
The memes about the Epstein list and Stephen Hawking liking naked midgets might be the funniest fucking thing. It might be the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Yeah. Like, we just haven't been able to stop sending memes to each other. Like, every time I see one, I send them to fucking Ty. Like, Ty thinks they're fucking hilarious. But I'm like, like, dude, the world's going crazy. Like, everything's coming out. Like, it's almost 4 years on the time whenever we started this podcast 4 years ago, and then like the Arnold with the COVID and all the stuff happened, and I'm like, yeah, I remember filming it, and we found out, and I'm like, this sounds like just one big giant government conspiracy. I was like, this smells like shit. I was like, if it looks like shit and smells like shit, it's shit. And I'll never forget seeing the fucking comments of people being like, you insensitive fucking prick. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And I'm like, does anybody know, like, the government's not on your fucking side? Like, I wanted just a fucking giant fucking, I should get t-shirts just say, fuck the government. Like, that's how I feel. Like, these people aren't out for you. Fuck these cocksuckers. Like, dude, we're just trying to have a good time, enjoy life, work hard, do cool shit. Like, these people aren't like you.
Yeah.
And the second that you think that they are like you, you're fucked. I just, it is so crazy.
Mm-hmm. To think there's not another agenda, like
you'd have to be crazy. Be so incredibly. I don't even know what. There's many things you could be: naive, stupid, crazy. Like, there's literally an island. It's known as Island. You think this is all just like an accident? You're gonna have to bleep that word out, by the way. Can't say that.
Mark it down.
But it's like that's what it is. So it's like, oh, you mean, like, that's insane? It's fucking crazy. Like, who does that? Who does that? And it's crazy because people they can't even conceptualize that concept. They can't even imagine that occurring. Like, you think about it. Think about people that have to work in like a controlled environment, like where you're micromanaged. And people were like, oh, like I couldn't believe that somebody would, like how Cat Williams was talking about people being controlled and how the elites work and all these different things. And like, and they're like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And you're like, dude, people sell their soul for fucking $10 million in a heartbeat, $20 million in a heartbeat. Travis Kelce did the COVID commercial, $20 million he got for that. You don't think that's like selling your soul? It's a commercial. It's a 30-second commercial. You are in it for 5 total seconds. For 5 total seconds, you got $20 million. You didn't sell your soul. No, of course that's what's occurring. Everybody has a number. Everybody has a number or something. Every single person on the planet has a number or something they could take for them. For a number, it's like, I'm pretty cool. That's how we started this podcast, talking about what we are. However, what would make Seth do something that he didn't want to do? You know what I mean? That's what they find out. What would make these people do things that they wouldn't ever want to do, but we could have control of them? Mm-hmm. And if you're micromanaged at your job, like you hate your fucking job, you're micromanaged. That is some form of control. And you don't feel comfortable of leaving that job because you like the money that you make. You make your $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000, $150,000 a year, even though you're dealing with some type of bullshit and you're kind of controlled and manipulated and you're forced to stay in this position. To some degree, you are there for the same reasons. You're just there to make the money. You're collecting a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And that's how these people look at certain things, just on a level that you can't even fucking fathom. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Scary.
It's terrifying because it's realer than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Realer than a motherfucker. But yeah, we've been saying it for a minute.
Dude, I showed you that Apple thing the other day.
Oh, that was crazy.
Did you see that, Bob?
Yeah. No.
That Apple Vision Pro that's coming out.
Oh, the
goggles.
The goggles, yeah.
Where you can just see everything on your device in real life now.
Uh-huh.
Fuck real life. Let's just live in virtual reality.
Man, I want to get them.
I know.
I'm try them.
So I was watching I was scrolling through the YouTubes, and I was just watching like shorts and then like, 10 and 15-minute videos. And it's crazy. It was the Joe Rogan, he had on that lady that studies sex, and sex robots are becoming like a more common thing. But it's still kind of taboo, but not, because there's a market for it, and there's a big market for it. Mm-hmm. And these sex robots are like under 5 years away from being pretty fucking real. Okay, like wildly real. Mm-hmm. At least from the short clip that I watched, like it was a 13 to 15-minute clip. And in there, like Joe went on like a little bit of a talking point about how crazy it is, how long it took for us to get to who we are as human beings, like civilized, right? Become civilized human beings. But look how far we have come with technology from Atari, first game system, from Atari to today.
Yeah.
Where that was in the 80s. It was 80. So 50 years, 45 years. How far have we come with technology in 50 years? It took us hundreds, thousands of years to become as civilized as we are. Mm-hmm. Okay? But it took us 50 years to go from Atari to a fucking sex robot. It's almost human-like. Dude, where we are is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, we are making leaps and bounds. Like, think, like, because it's only getting faster. And what's scary is the fact that, like, we all know AI is very, very real and getting smarter.
I was going to say, that shit's getting scary.
Bro, I think that if you are not getting with the AI concept, like, within the next 6 to 12 months, you will be behind. Mm-hmm. Like, it is moving at such a pace that it's terrifying, because AI is getting smarter by the fucking day because it was designed to do so.
Yeah.
So, like, think of where we're going to be in 5 years from now. Look at 5 years ago. 4 years ago was COVID. That's whenever it just started. 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, where were we 5 years ago? 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was 2013. Mm-hmm. You watch a movie from 2013, you're like, graphics were okay.
It looks old.
It looks old. Mm-hmm. 10 years ago. 15 years ago. You look at a movie 15 years ago, 08, 09. You're like, what the fuck are we watching? The kids today, they're used to be like, what is this?
Even like the first Avengers movie to the most current Marvel movie that was put out, they are night and day difference.
Yeah. So think of where we're going to be 5 years from now or 10 years from now. We're still going to be alive.
Look at the time from the Nokia 3390 to the first iPhone. That was only a couple years.
Wasn't long.
That went from playing Snake on it to being able to search the fucking internet or play Madden on your phone.
Now you're able to put on the goggles and see everything in your phone in real time.
Or tell your phone to write you an essay.
Yeah.
Like a student wrote it.
I watched this clip on AI. This dude was just showing you how to use AI to automate, like writing a script, producing a video, uploading the video, making a sale on that video from an Amazon affiliate link, like a whole automated side hustle that you don't have to do a single fucking thing. Like nothing. You don't even have to come up with the idea. Like you're like, oh, I want to make a YouTube video about this and make money on it from Amazon. And I'm going to tell AI just to make a video script for this, and then upload the video script to this video software, which is also AI. And then they produce a video, and then it gets automatically uploaded to YouTube, and it has an Amazon affiliate link. I was like, oh my God.
Just take humans out of it, right?
You just have to be smart enough to come up with the concept.
Click a button.
You don't have to know how to execute it at all.
You know, this is Terminator 2 stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is literally Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie made in 1984 about this. Terminator. Bro, if all you have to do is come up with a concept and tell it to do this, how long before it can figure it out? Like, that's AI. We wanted it to become intelligent. We wanted it to figure things out. Like, it was designed to do that. And that's what Joe was saying in that clip, was how accepting we are as humans for this thirst for, like, innovation. So the second that it's available, it is like everybody's on it. Everybody's on it. He's like, it is wild. And I'm like, you look at it from a couple different angles. From a business perspective, you're like, fuck yeah, I can capitalize on this. This is great. We need to utilize this. We need to be part of this. And then, like, for someone along, like, a little bit of me in there, like, I get it. I completely understand it. But I'm also like, hey, that's really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're just moving in that direction. We're moving in the direction of such technological control. Where are we going to be 5, 10 years? 10 years from now will be some wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
20 years from now, you and I will still be alive.
Yeah.
I'll be 59 years old. We are going to be in some wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fucking nuts. It will be mind-blowing. I mean, we're
Do you think it will be as crazy for us to witness it and see it as it was for, like, our parents' generation growing up into
Nope.
the technology era?
I think it's going to be fucking way crazier.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be way crazier because the advancements that are making are so human-like, but not human. It's unreal. Like AI. AI is doing things better than humans can in some instances. These kids are getting dumber because they're like, yeah, write my essay like a student would write it. And you don't think, like, teachers are like, we caught on to this and it's AI generated and this and that. How long before they're able to figure that out?
Mm-hmm.
How long before AI can just make it better? I bet you AI can do it fucking 1,000 times quicker than this fucking teacher that's 48 years old can figure it the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you.
Well, yeah, and if you're like, say you're using AI for every assignment from a start to the end of a semester, they're not even catching on to your style as a writer. So it's not like they can, like, oh, your tone here sounded different than, well, no, it's.
And there always, there always will be some human aspect to things, but like, I don't know how much. Like, I think it's just evolving so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just no big deal. It's happening. Like, you don't hear about it. If you don't involve yourself, you don't hear about it. It's like, dude, this shit is crazy. Like, the whole thing was with that lady being on there. It was the whole sex robot thing. And they're like, yeah, not long from now, you'll have a robot that is very, very human-like. That's crazy.
It is.
Because then you wonder, like, with all the people that are now, like, think of all the, like, you have so many fucking OnlyFans broads and young men that are like, they're not even interested anymore. It's just like more people than ever are single, more people than ever are not reproducing, more people than ever are like not doing what we did as a society 50 years ago. So it's like, that's this whole weird trend thing that's occurring. And that's, I mean, I'm paraphrasing a whole lot and like speculating in my head a lot of these things, but yeah.
It's a lot of big changes.
Well, and that's what, and it's because it's the grand scheme is wild. Like, think about that, dude. Like, think of every single person that's obsessed with video games and not with girls. Like, a lot of the fucking gamers of today, I don't know if they have girls or not. I don't know if they're in intimate relationships. I don't know if these young kids that are super into gaming that are 12 years old, like I don't know, like, are they? If more people are single now than ever, like, does that mean the market is bigger more now than ever for a sex robot? I would assume so.
Right.
And then whenever these men do go and have relationships with females and they find out that they're just, this sucks. Like, you're annoying. Like, you fucking really just, you're making my life not what I want it to be. Like, so therefore they're like, I really don't want to have anything to do with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and how are you as a man today? How could you ever trust a woman? Like, I don't know. I mean, there's so many changes in society, but if like, excuse me, I couldn't have like a whole lot of respect for a bunch of broads that are all over OnlyFans or that are just showing themselves all over Instagram and TikTok nonstop. I'm like, kind of like, I don't know. Do I really trust women? Do I want to get involved with them? I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about it. It'd be different.
I heard Joe talking about like what if AI ended up like integrated into us, like with our society, obviously, but like into us, like kind of like with the chip type thing,
like cyborgs.
Like, what if you could just tell your AI how to make you feel? So like, hey, I want a dopamine rush right now. Give me it.
Wait a minute.
Hey, I want to have an orgasm right now. Make me feel that.
They talked about this?
Yeah, he was talking about that.
Get the fuck out.
I don't remember what episode it was specifically, but I remember him talking about it.
I mean, that's that whole chip that they were, Elon Musk and putting a chip in people's head.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a wild concept, dude.
Like, remove my anxiety for this situation.
You're a cyborg. You're like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He had that movie Cyborg.
That's actually a cool movie.
Cool.
Emotionless. Just a capsule.
But if you said, yeah, like, give me a fucking dopamine rush. I want to feel some shit right now. Man, that's wild.
What's it feel like to be on heroin? What's it feel like to be on meth?
Without doing the drug.
And then it's like integrated with like the Apple thing or like whatever, and it's like you could just see it or feel it.
And each time or feeling or situation cost money. Because it's going to
microtransactions.
It's going to cost money. Hey, I want this feeling of like I just did a 2-hour workout and I feel awesome. $49.99.
Then he was talking about like you could just have like these super translucent like trips to like you could go to China without going to China, like, and fully walk around there. No more traveling. You don't have to go anywhere. Just sit in your house. Do everything.
Oh my God. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it already is.
It's Ready Player One. Like, it's very Ready Player One-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll be able to do things without doing them. You'll be able to go somewhere within the confines of your home and be able to experience things that you always wanted to, but you won't do it, but you'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not
like, what if it even got to the point where like hunger, like made me feel full, like you don't even need food, like I don't know, dude, like it becomes a fucking video game and like you just level up and like you're in this realm where you see like their fucking name floating over their fucking head with like stars.
That's Ready Player One. That movie. There's no way that'll happen.
10 years.
Well, I mean, how much cooler can video games get? A lot fucking cooler if technology continues to advance.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think, okay, so we'll finish up this podcast here with all this crazy talk. Okay, like, say this continues to advance. Let's say it does. It just continues to fucking wildly advance. Is there ever going to be a collapse? Would there ever be a collapse of some sort? Like, you know how people are like, oh, there's going to be a civil war, or oh, there's going to be another world war, or oh, there's going to be this, or there's going to be an apocalyptic time, and it won't be futuristic-esque. It'll actually revert back to Mad Max-esque. Do you think that at some point we get to such a point where, like, there is a collapse? Does it break and everybody's fucked and we start over as a fucking society?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like, I think before, like the beginning of time type of place where, like, dinosaurs got killed off and shit by, like, the meteor or whatever, and, like, it was, like, the restart. Like, dude, what if we were, like, way more intelligent than we are right now? We just have no recollection of it. Like, it existed before. We got to that point, and human civilization just fucking crumbled. Like, think about, like, fucking Egypt and, like, the fucking pyramids. Like, how do you fucking build those fucking things, dude? They were way smarter than us. Like, they traveled, like, hundreds of thousands of miles, physically impossible with these fucking bricks on their back to build those, like, pyramids.
Mm-hmm. You know what you're starting to speak of? Have you looked into the Tartarian Empire?
No.
Oh, bud. Go down that rabbit hole, bud. Tartaria. There you go.
I just feel like the fucking earth might just fucking explode at any given point.
There's a few Rogan podcasts, but then I think Graham Allen is the other guy that talks about it too, of there being previous human civilizations that are smarter than we are today, but not some of the same technological advances, but being more intelligent than us, being able to do things that we cannot explain to this day. How is it possible that a pyramid was built whenever we tried to recreate some of the concepts of building a pyramid with the advancements and equipment of today and cannot fucking achieve it? How's that possible? How is something built that we cannot build with today's technology today, like the pyramids? How can you look at some of the fucking old architecture in Europe and some of these buildings and go, who the fuck built that thing? There's no way we could build that today. Like some of the fucking, some of the crazy churches. Like, how long did they take? Nobody fucking really, I mean, they just kind of speculate.
Aliens.
Because there's no evidence. Mm-hmm. There's a book. And who knows who was writing that fucking book. Dude, it's wild. So look up the Tartaria. Oh, fucking melt your mind. You'll be like, this is nuts. There's no way these people are fucking crazy. You're so full of shit. There's no way. But there's so many, like, you remember in grade school and they were like, how were the pyramids built? And you're like, yeah, they just fucking put on some slopes, 10-degree grade and fucking pushed it up, pulled it up. They were slaves. They just pulled it up. And then you're like, but you just told me that's not it. Do you know, smart teacher? Because I don't fucking know, dude. How about you tell me? And they're like, nobody knows. And you're like, why'd you make me sit here and look like an idiot for 3 fucking straight weeks trying to figure out, why are we talking about it? Why don't you just tell me you don't fucking know either, lady? At least that's how I felt in grade school about it, because I'm like, I don't know how they built it. And it has been, nobody, still to this day, nobody can explain it. I'm going to be 40, and grade school was 32 years ago, and nobody today can still explain the fucking pyramids. Or they do it some fucking unproven way of it being done. Yeah. And now we're like, alien, motherfucker. You're like, no.
But now this shit's all starting to come around, too, like the alien shit.
Now we're like, now we're talking. Aliens built that shit. Yes. Everybody's agreeing. We're in agreement. Since nobody's been able to say for fucking past 100-some years, 1,000 years, aliens. Yeah. Good times. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, he told AI, Joe Rogan told AI, they put like a picture of like a rabbit. It was like, make the rabbit happier. And then it would make it happier. And they did it like 20 times. Just make even more happier. Kept going. And eventually it spit out this picture of like some like DMT trip type shit. And it ended up looking like a figure of like God, like a higher power itself. And like, he was like, what if like AI was actually put here to allow us to do something that humans could never achieve, and that is like find out the real reason for why we're even like here, and like take us to that finding like God or whatever.
Yeah, but then you're but then you're toying with it because you're like, there's no way you're finding God through
I don't know, dude. It comes
technology.
to life. It's walking around with you.
That's crazy.
That's why I just.
Oh, and then I'm gonna go home and play Monster Trucks with us, Jay.
Yeah, let's just keep it simple.
Let's do some Thunder Roars drops, bro. It's crazy. This is wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Try not to look too into it.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Out.
It's fun.
It's entertaining.
I have a good time with it. And all we can do is just keep living and watching, and I don't know. Yeah, no matter how much money you ever have or where you're at in your life, if you have your health, if you got good people in your sports circle, people that love you, just go experience life. Go do cool shit. Because I don't know, like I haven't regretted any experience I have done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Any experience is worth it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Vacation with the family, a hunting trip, any of those things, like I've had more fun. I had more fun sleeping in the bed of a truck under the stars in the mountains of Idaho than I did at 5-star hotels before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I had a cooler meal of eating fucking bear meat, freezing my balls off that I just killed on the side of a mountain than I did at 5-star restaurants. You know what I mean? Like, so those experiences are there. I think like that's what people should chase.
Yeah.
And whatever you're into, go after. If you're into I love big stem steakhouses, but I kind of like, now I'm very, very picky about them just because I'm like, I've had some better times not going to steakhouses.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be picky about what I do. I want to make sure I experience it and have fun and gain something from everything I do. There's fucking $12 fried chicken sandwiches that are fire as fuck. I want to go to the best fried chicken sandwich. I love fried chicken sandwiches. I love them. Cool shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, everybody, thank you for joining. This is a good podcast. I had a good time.
Yeah, me too.
All over the place.
Been a minute.
Little melon pop, little Jarritos, little shitty pretzel action. I'm so upset about this still.
Hopefully we're back soon.
Yeah. Next week, we're back, motherfuckers.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Do a good job.
See you guys.